You see, I originally came up with the idea of all the Sugar Rush racers, including the recolors, having little buddies. Right here in front of me, I have some of these plushies. And originally, back then when I was selfish and cruel, I imagined them being a bit of a toy, but instead of being a toy or a pet, they'd be a little buddy. And see, they're officially owned by one racer at a time. One racer has one little buddy, and some of them have the same hairstyle and some of them have the same hat. Henry here, I came up with the idea of him being owned as Vanellope, and his full name would be Henry von Schweetz, but he would not have the same kind of hair. Joy Mutton Fudge here, he would be a calico cat / little buddy to Taffy and Mutton Fudge, and they would both have the same kind of hat, but Joy would not have the same hairstyle. Rupert here would be owned by Candlehead, and Rupert would have the same kind of beanie hat as Candlehead, and have the same kind of jacket, and probably the leggings and the shirt, and maybe the jacket, but not the skirt. Definitely not the skirt. Harry here, he would be owned by Swizzle Malarkey and have the full name, Harry Malarkey, and he would have the same hairstyle as Swizzle and the same hat as him. Michael here, he will be owned by Reese's Flutter Butter, and he will have the same hairstyle and the same Reese's Peanut Butter Cup hat. Leela the Snake here, she would be owned by Gloyd Orangeboar and have the full name Leela Orangeboar, and have the same hat as Gloyd, but not the hair. And Hal would have nothing, but just be with Wally. Pony Bing Bing here would be with Jubilita Bing Bing, and Pony would have the same kind of hair, would have the same hairstyle and same hat as Jubilita. Mr. Penguin here, he will have the kind of hair on top of his head, kind of like Rico from Penguins in Madagascar. He would have the same kind of flick of hair right at the top of him, like Rico, and have the same kind of hat as Adora Weasel. Stanley Zaki here, he will be owned by Minty Zaki, and instead of having the same hair, because, well, that's girl hair, he would have a top hat, a bow tie, and a belt, which makes him look fancy. Sergio here will be owned by the youngest racer, who is 8 years old, Crumbleina D. Caramello, and Sergio would have the full name, Sergio D. Caramello, and he will have the same hat as Crumbleina, but not the hair. And Snow and a Rainbow will own Rufus Rainbow, and Rufus will not have the same kind of hair. He would just be normal. And the kind of buddies that I wish that the recolors would have would be Sticky having a white cat with a black spot on his back and on his ear and on his left eye, and it will name Spotty Wibblesnit. Torvald would have a young dinosaur, a young Triceratops named Mr. Dinosaur. Citrusella would have a small wolf named Dave, and Nagasella, the recolor of Adora Weasel, aka her older sister, would have a white Arctic fox in the same hat. You all know what I mean. I mean, would it be cool if the racers had little buddies like these? It would be so cool. And they would sit on their heads, and they will not be big size. They'll be a perfect small size that they can carry and sit on their heads. The little buddies would sit on the racers' heads. If you guys think it would be cool if the racers had little buddies, let me know in the comment section, because I would like to know. So anyways, that's all I want to tell you.